These bloggers don't support them. They don't give them the recognition. So don't blame that shit on us when y'all not the one that's supporting them.
Today I will be reacting to a video of Cardi B explaining why she talks about explicit things in her music. Stay tuned. Welcome to the Anthony Spade channel. Before we get started, I want you to watch the entire video. If you like the video, comment, like, subscribe at the end of the video. But first, watch the entire video. Next, I will not be talking about all women. It just feels like it. And if you haven't subscribed to my second channel, go over and subscribe to Who is Anthony Spade. Okay. Today, I'm going to be reacting to a video of Cardi B explaining why she talks about explicit things in her video, especially her WAP. Now, before I get started with the video, I just want guys to know that when it comes to the manipulation of women nowadays in this thought culture that's running around, it's all a form of low self-esteem. We all know that regardless of how confident they act, how confident women walk around, it's all low self-esteem. But you also got to understand that it's only like certain race of women that are actually taking it overboard. If you stop and look at a lot of these other nationalities of women, they're only doing this at a certain age. And by the time they grow out of it, they actually turn into good women. Like, I've actually been studying the manosphere. I've been studying life, and I've been noticing 30 is a mark when it comes to men and women. The brain changes at the age of 30. More likely, if you get married in your 20s, you're going to get divorced in your 30s because you and the woman you're with are going to grow into two separate people, which is why men should not get married to after the age of 35. And they should marry a younger woman who is seeking leadership. So when it comes to women like Cardi B, they're manipulating a bigger crowd. But what I want you to understand is out of that crowd, only certain women are going to actually have the transformation to their brain for a lifetime. And it's typically African-American women and Hispanics. But Hispanics is one of those that grow out of that woman empowerment phase fast. But African-American women carry it their whole life. White women wake up at 27. Asian women wake up earlier than that. Arab women typically get married early. So understand, when it comes to women like Cardi B, only certain women are going to actually fall for her tricks. Now, let's get to the video.
Okay, guys. So I have seen a lot of people, right, that nowadays female rappers only talk about their pussy and shit. And now that Jermaine Dupri bring it up, now I'm gonna say something about it, right? First of all, I rap about my pussy because she's my best friend, you know what I'm saying? And second of all, it's because it seems like that's what people want to hear. I ain't even gonna front, because let me tell you something.
She's right. It is something that people want to hear. Radio stations have studied it. The people at the labels have studied it, all the way down to the frequencies, all the way down to the beats. That's something that I learned behind the scenes in Hollywood, is that when they go to make a music or they go to make hits that they know is going to be a hit, they always look at a hit that's already existed and take the drum patterns. If you stop and look at most songs in the alternative, rock, and rap, most of the drum lines are the same because it triggers frequencies that make people listen to the same thing over and over again and still start to move. Like, if you stop and listen to rap now, every song sounds the same because people are more addicted to the frequencies. Once the frequencies goes inside the ear, it'll hypnotize them, and then the brains will start to do what the words tell them to do.
When I did Be Careful, people was talking mad shit in the beginning. Like, what the fuck is this? This is not what I expected. I expected this, I expected that. So it's like, if that's what people ain't trying to hear, then all right, then I'm gonna start rapping about my pussy again. And second of all, there's a lot of female rappers.
Okay, what she's talking about is that when she first started rapping, she wasn't talking about prostitution, vagina, and the same thing as Nicki Minaj and all of them. And the only reason why she started talking about her vagina It's because people actually started paying attention to it. They started listening more. This is what happens in the industry. The labels, the rappers, the artists, they all know what you want. Cardi B may not, in her heart, she may be like, I don't even want to talk about this stuff. But then when they tell her, you talk about it, you're going to make this much money. You talk about it, they're going to love you. It's like she forces herself to do it. And then it goes crazy. The money comes in, the fans come in, the lights come in. And then they start to look at their fans like robots. That's one thing that I've learned about the industry. When it comes to an artist and it comes to the fans, the artists always looked at their fans like robots, which is typically why they make the same type of music over and over again. And you continue to listen to them until you don't think like that anymore. Like with me, when I was 18 and 16, I like what rappers were saying. But by the time I turned 30, it was like, oh, that's for young kids. Oh, now I can't listen to it because it's kind of like, now it's like, man, my brain is so smart. I feel like I'm dumbing it down the more I listen to it. So I only listen to it when I'm like in the gym. But outside the gym, I got to listen to more subtle music. That's why I make my own music.
They be rapping their ass off and don't be talking about their pussy and don't be talking about, getting down and dirty. And y'all don't be supporting them. Y'all don't be supporting them and they be mad dope. These bloggers don't support them. They don't give them the recognition. So don't blame that shit on us when y'all not the one that's supporting them.
And Cardi B is absolutely right. You'll rather support her whenever she's talking about the WAP and she's talking about the pussy. But there are female rappers out here that are not talking about that nobody supports, that they come out with good songs and then their career dies off. I've said before, you will never get another Lauryn Hill. You will never get another Jill Scott. You won't get those type of women anymore because those type of women are not praised. Everything that you thought was good out of a woman has now became bad. Everything bad out of a woman has now become good. And if you talk against it, then you're talking against women empowerment. You're talking bad down on a woman, right? But here's the thing. Only one type of woman is going to actually say that. This is Anthony Spade. Subscribe to both of my channels. Get in the comments and let me know exactly what you think about this video. Hasta la vista. Welcome back to the Anthony Spade channel. Before we get started, watch the entire video. If you like the video, press the like button, the subscribe button, and the notifications button at the end of the video. But first, watch the entire video. Okay, today we're going to be talking about how men sabotage their own happiness. A lot of people out there start to feel like they just have a unlucky life without paying attention to the little things in life that they're doing that's stopping them from becoming happy, especially with you men nowadays. Too many men nowadays have beta male traits, so they're emotional like women, so they're starting to think like women, all right? So today I'm going to be breaking down what men are doing to sabotage their own happiness and what you can do to convert that into happiness. Okay, first, you have to stop caring about what people think, all right? The difference between a red pillar and a blue pill beta male is that a red pill man does not care what anyone thinks, and a blue pill man does. What people have to realize is this. When it comes to insecurity, right? The only reason why people become insecure is because of the perfection of life that's painted to them through celebrities and through the internet and attention. So people figure the people that get the most attention are the people that are the most attractive. So they start looking at people that get the attention, and then you start comparing yourself to them. So whatever the people that's getting a lot of attention are doing and that you in your life cannot do, then you're insecure about it. If you think all the people that get all the women are just good looking guys with bodies and you don't have a body, you're going to be insecure about it. If you think all the guys that look good have very strong features and you don't have those features, you're going to be insecure about it. But what you have to understand is there are more people in life that are just not perfect. Nobody's perfect. Even if somebody looks good on the outside, they're always 9 times out of 10 bad on the inside. They got mental problems. And a lot of people who are not physically attractive have some of the best minds in the world. So you have to stop and look at it that way, that in most cases, the people who don't look the best have better psyches than the people who do look the best. So you're only insecure because you believe that what you're insecure about is supposed to be perfect when it's not. Learn to understand that there is not a perfect world. The more you beat that in your brain, the happier you're going to be, the less insecure you're going to be about what people think about you. Next, you stay friends with toxic people. A lot of beta male guys, you have friends that are bad. You have friends that are going to backstab you. You have friends that are always going through problems, not only with women, but with everyone else as well. You stay friends with toxic people because you always feel like if you wasn't around them, they'll be more dumber than what they is now. So you're around them, you learn the difference between you and them, so you spend more time allowing their negligence to be your entertainment. That's going to mess up your happiness. Because one thing about an unstable person, especially when it comes to women, they may not rub off on you immediately, but the moment you stay around them more, the more their personality and the more their traits are going to rub off on you. You always see good girls that hang around the mean girls in school to be popular. Then when they get around those mean girls in school, those mean girls start treating them bad too because they treat each other bad. It's the same thing with men. A lot of you guys want to hang around the guy that you think is the coolest, that you think is the most alphas, but he may not be a true alpha. He may just be a miserable man that don't care about nobody in life. It's a difference between that type of guy and an actual red pill guy. So you have to pretty much watch who you make your friend, because birds of a feather flock together. If you're hanging around people who are miserable but you really need a friend, eventually that's going to rub off on you and it's going to keep you around misery. Change your friends or go and be alone. It's best that you live in solitude and allow the friends to enter into your life versus you inviting them. Next, you never speak your mind. Like all you beta male people out there, you never speak your mind. Like, people want real answers, all right? But sometimes the beta male is always thinking, oh man, if I say that, then that's not what that person want to hear, and then I'm going to be arguing, and then you're going to be in a confrontation all over again. You have to be not afraid to be confrontational whenever you're speaking the truth. Everybody wants the truth. The truth will set you free. You have to learn that even though people may not want to accept the truth, eventually they will respect it. That's where it comes in with a woman. This is why red pill men get the most women, is because they're not afraid to be brutally honest to a woman. They're not afraid to talk down to a woman. You beta males are afraid to do that. You're afraid to tell a woman that she's ugly. You're afraid to tell a woman she's talking too much. But if you was to tell a woman everything that all the other guys are not saying, she's going to respect you more. And it's going to be the same way with other men. If you learn to be brutally honest with just other men, then people are not going to feel the nerve to run all over you. When you're afraid to speak your mind, you get quiet and you shelter yourself off, and then people can see it in your face that you want to say something, but you don't say it. You use your emotions to pout, and then it's like you don't say nothing, but people can look at your body language and tell you want to say something, but then they get mad at you. This trait alone is what causes women to play the fuck out of guys, because they get sick of men that cannot speak their mind, and they get so frustrated that they're like, I'm gonna treat this guy so bad, I'm gonna make him want to stand up for himself, I'm gonna make him want to do that. That's why people always give beta people the brunt of the jokes. You become the worst of the worst because you don't stand up for yourself. The moment you start standing up for yourself, your life is going to change, and the people around you will change with it. Next, you do too much talking and not enough walking. All right? That's what majority of the world is designed to do. You're designed to get around people and portray an image like you're smart. Portray an image like you know about business. No one wants to get around everyone else and try to talk like, yeah, my life is boring. I sit at home all day. Only thing I do is just play on the internet, jump in and out of discussions and debate. That's what you're really doing. You ain't really out here living out your dreams. But what you try to do is you try to take this persona that you have online and activate that in real life. Now, when you go to family gatherings, you start being your alter ego that you are online. That's what a lot of you guys do. And then when it's time to show and prove your alter ego, you're unable to back that up. That's what everyone does. Everyone has an alter ego. This alter ego is the best version of them that they could portray, but they're so used to portraying it online that it's hard for you to transition that in real life. You know why? Because you're doing too much talking and not enough walking. In order for you to reach happiness, you have to chase a dream. You gotta work hard. You gotta go days with no sleep. You have to stress yourself out about getting to the next level. Stop stressing yourself out about what people think about you. Stop stressing yourself out about what a woman thinks about you. If you're gonna stress about something, you better be stressing how I'm gonna get to the next level in my dream. You gotta walk it. Just talking it only sets it up that if it don't happen, you go right back into solitude, and then you can't be seen because everything you talk yourself up doesn't come true. Next, beta males and unhappy people live beyond their means. You know what I'm saying? These are the people that drive the nice cars, have the nice house, always got the accessories on their body, they got the watch, they got the rings, they got the glasses, they look like they doing it. Those are the most unhappy people in the world because they're always living beyond their means, which means that they're always living slightly check to check. As much as that money comes in, a lot of that money goes back out to portray the image that they have. That's why a lot of people with money are unhappy. It's because it's easier for somebody to get like a $10,000 check, but just with accessories, you could portray an image of someone that makes $100,000 a year. That's what a lot of people don't understand. It's easy for you to go on a car dealership around September, right? And get you a car for little or nothing with a $400 or $500 payment on it, right? But this could be a car that makes you look like you're rich. You could run out and get a nice watch to go with it, get a nice chain to go with it. You may be able to invest 10 grand to look like 100,000. That's what a lot of people are doing. They're putting money down to look like an image, and then they're living check to check to keep up with that image. You're not going to be happy with no money in your bank account. And there's a lot of people out there with a lot of accessories, cars, houses, jewelry, but they in credit card debt. They're on their second mortgage. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're really living check to check, but to the average person, they look like they got it. This is why that person that drives that Benz, that Bentley, and them nice cars got an attitude. Because each one of those cars, they got to pay monthly for. But when you start making a lot of money, all that fluctuates up and down. That's what you have to learn about life. It's so easy to look like this person that you want everyone to view you as. But when you don't get the same love and the feeling that comes from these, then you're going to be miserable. That's what a lot of people are doing. They're portraying an image, and then behind the scenes, they got to pay for that image, and then they live check to check to pay for that image, which keeps them unhappy. When you live below your means, you'll always be happy, right? But you just have to learn to be looked at as lower than everybody else. That's the type of guy that I am. I'm the type of guy, no matter how much money I make, I always want to look like an average person. I always want to be a simple person. And some people be like, well, you're just cheap, or you're just this. I can accept that. I can accept the fact if I go somewhere, somebody look at me and say, there's broke ass Anthony Spade. He has that old ass Range Rover. Mission accomplished. A lot of people don't have that mindset. A lot of you can't even fathom to think that. And the simple is because you never chased the best version of yourself. So to you, the best version of yourself may be a whole bunch of materialistic things. So you could get a whole bunch of fake friends, around you. When it may just be you being yourself and allowing the true people that's supposed to come in your life, come in and stay. That's where your happiness is going to be at. It's not in the money. It's in the person that you want to be. All right? This is Anthony Spade. Hopefully I was able to help you on why you're sabotaging your own happiness. Comment, like, subscribe, hit that notifications button. Hasta la vista. Let's go.
For damn right. I started to give my love to you. No one